history always seems to repeat itself, and in football we see that happen a lot of times. Some current stars at the World Cup remind us of stars from previous years because of the way they play or the way their careers have panned out in the competition. Who are some of these guys? We'll find out in this video today. These are 10 World Cup legends and their current regions.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favorites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. Goal90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal90 Shop.
We'll start with Ronaldo Nazário. His current region is obviously Kylian Mbappé. The World Cup is simply their stage. They could have injury problems or issues with their clubs during the season, but once the World Cup comes around, they turn into a different beast and just cannot stop scoring. Their World Cup careers have just been a little too similar so far. They both won the World Cup on their first attempt as teenagers and then got to the final 4 years later, but lost. 4 years after that, Ronaldo would go on to win the World Cup again, winning the Golden Boot on his way, and the way France are going, you just cannot write off the possibility of Mbappé winning the World Cup again this year. Ronaldo and Mbappé both have World Cup Golden Boots to their names, and Ronaldo once held the record for most goals in World Cup history. And well, it's only a matter of time now before Mbappé gets his name beside that record. As far as the World Cup is concerned, these two are just the same player, but as for Philipp Lahm, his regen is obviously Joshua Kimmich. To be fair, even outside the World Cup, Kimmich is seen as a Lahm regen. They're both versatile players who can slot right in at fullback or midfield. They're the heartbeat of their respective German teams and leaders in the squad. Kimmich was destined to captain Germany at this tournament, but Nagelsmann, recalling Neuer from retirement, stopped that from happening. Anyway, there's another German pair in this video. Can you guess who they are? Take a shot in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away, so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Okay, let's get back to the video. Gary Lineker is surely up there as a World Cup legend, particularly for England, and his regen in this current generation is none other than Harry Kane. They both played for Spurs, both represented England at the World Cup while playing for clubs outside England, both won the World Cup Golden Boot in their mid-20s while playing for Spurs, and are the only 2 English players to have hit double figures for goals in World Cup history. And oh, Gary Lineker never won the World Cup despite having a really good team around him. And well, Kane has also not won it despite being surrounded by what many call the golden generation of English football. So many similarities there, you guys. Another English comparison? Steven Gerrard and Declan Rice. No jokes, those two are more alike than people care to admit. They are real workhorses in the midfield who do a lot of work and cover a lot of ground on the pitch. They are players who are always involved and no coach can ever drop because of how much they bring to the team. And although most of their work is done deep in the midfield, they are still usually among the goals because they can shoot the ball from long range and are on set-piece duties, so they are often setting up goals or scoring them themselves. They are also really great leaders in the dressing room who everyone loves to have around. In many ways than one, Rice is the new age Steven Gerrard. Up next is David Villa. For us, his current regen is Mikel Oyarzabal. People didn't really look at David Villa as an out-and-out striker. He never really moved like one and never had that imposing physique like your Zlatans and Ronaldos. So he was often always overlooked. In fact, he was one of those players whose best position many people couldn't say. But you know one thing about Villa, he was surely perfect for Spain and every coach always found him valuable, and that is exactly what Mikel Oyarzabal is for Spain right now. You won't call his name when you're talking about the best and most dominant strikers at the tournament, but he's one that is just perfect for Spain. He fits the team style of play perfectly and is always among the goals. Villa was Spain's top goal scorer at the 2010 World Cup, and it's looking like Oyarzabal is going to be their top scorer at the 2026 edition. Now, remember we said that there's another German pair in this video. We were referring to Thomas Müller and Kai Havertz. Müller was always seen as that guy whose exact position wasn't known. Was he a 9, a 10, a winger, a second striker? Who knows? What we knew for sure though was that he always knew how to score for Germany. Havertz is just the same right now. No one really knows where his best position is, but he's always among the goals. Since he made his Germany first team debut, Kane and Mbappe are the only Europeans who have scored more goals at major international tournaments than Havertz. He has also managed to score at least twice in each of the last 4 major tournaments. Havertz currently averages a goal every World Cup game and has directly contributed to 42 goals in 60 appearances for Germany. He's really putting up numbers that Müller will be proud of. Müller scored 10 World Cup goals before retiring from international football, and you can really see Havertz reaching that number before he hangs up his boots. And of course, we just could not leave out Miroslav Klose. His record may have been broken, but his name cannot be erased from the history books. He is surely still a World Cup legend, and you know what? We'll say that his regen is Erling Haaland. While everyone had their eyes on R9 and other fancier players at the World Cup, Klose just always knew how to pop up with the goals every now and then. That's the same thing with Haaland right now. Everyone is calling Mbappe Mr. World Cup, and of course, we're still going to look at Messi and Ronaldo, but Haaland is busy banging in the goals quietly. Klose scored a hat-trick on his World Cup debut back in 2002. Haaland scored a brace on his World Cup debut in 2026. Klose played in 4 World Cup tournaments and was able to break R9's record to become the competition's all-time top scorer, and if Haaland plays in 3 more tournaments, breaking the record is very possible for him. Klose and Haaland are just so alike in the sense that they are not fancy players who get the praise and feature in the highlight reels, but they sure know how to find the back of the net one way or another. Let's now talk about a goalkeeper, Sergio Goycochea. We're not sure how many of you know him, but he's surely a World Cup and an Argentina legend. He won 2 Copa America titles with Argentina and helped them get to the 1990 World Cup final thanks to his penalty shootout miracles. Having said that, his current regen is none other than Emi Martinez. You see, Goycochea only got his big break due to an injury to Pompidou, who was first-choice goalkeeper at both River Plate and the Argentina national team. And if you remember, Emi also only got his big break due to an injury to Leno. At the 1990 World Cup, Goycochea announced himself as a penalty specialist, and till date, he still holds the record for most penalty shootout saves in World Cup history. Today, when you think of a goalkeeping penalty specialist, who comes to your mind? It's surely Emi Martinez. He will certainly be hoping to break Goycochea's record this year to become the goalkeeper with the most penalty shootout saves in World Cup history. Speaking of Argentina, of course, Lionel Messi is a World Cup legend, and his regen is surely Lamin Yamal. We all know about the similarities in how they play and the academy they came from, but listen to this. Lionel Messi scored his first World Cup goal at age 18 years and 11 months while wearing the number 19 back in 2006. Now in 2026, Lamin Yamal scored his first World Cup goal at age 18 years 11 months while wearing the number 19. And don't forget that Messi bathed Lamin all those years ago. This one feels a little spiritual. Finally, Paul Gascoigne, a super talented English player who many regarded as one of the most naturally gifted players of his generation. But he missed out on a World Cup while he was in his prime years after having previously featured in one tournament 4 years prior. Putting all of that into consideration, of course his regen in the current generation is Phil Foden. He's naturally gifted, was at the 2022 World Cup, but is sitting out this edition at age 26. So many similarities. Anyway, it is now time to hear from you guys. Do you agree with our list? Who are the other regens of World Cup legends in the current generation? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.